News earlier today. So Trump was shot in Pennsylvania in that rally. And look, I'll say first and foremost, look, I love a good conspiracy. I want to believe it's staged. I really do. But it's just too many logic gaps. I just don't. And look, I'll say first of all, it's always difficult having like a Trump related conversation amongst a lot of our folks because a lot of our people he's got such an emotional strangle on our people. Like, having a logical conversation with it, it's just like they get so caught up emotionally, they start spewing all kind of shit. Like, just don't make no sense. So people are saying that they think this is staged. And I want to believe it, but I'm like, hold up. So you paid somebody to almost blow your head off. Do you know how hard it is to shoot? You shoot anybody, an animal or a person in the head, you got like a 97% chance of killing them. It's not easy to shoot somebody and only graze their ear. If he had his head tilted 2 inches to the right, he would have got his whole blown off. That's it. So you mean to tell me he was that desperate for votes? Yeah, you could fake shoot me in the head. Well, I know it's a high chance you might get me, but yeah, I'm willing to take the chance. Come on now. Like, make it make sense. You're right. Then the shooter's dead. Someone in the crowd is dead. Amanda Seals, and of course you got the Democrat, the liberals. They gonna, celebrities. They gonna say it's staged. She originally said it was staged. She reacted immediately. Then when she heard the news someone got killed, she cut the comments off on her page, and she continued on. It was like, yeah, tell people, the family members of that person who got killed, that this was staged. You know what I mean? Like, everything ain't fake. And I seen so much like just nonsense online. Well, how is it he was the only one who got shot? Okay, how was it Biggie was the only one who got shot, or Tupac, or JFK, or Nipsey Hussle? Like, you go on and on. That's what an assassination is. Rather it's a full attempt or a successful one. That's what it is. That's the difference between assassination and a mass shooting. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, it's just a lot of people just either they wanted the job to get done or they just think sympathy votes. I'm like, first of all, there's nothing about Donald Trump that screams sympathy. He's an elderly white man from New York with money who has this cockiness and bravado about him. There's nothing about him that relates to sympathy. Does he seem like the type of person that wants you to feel sympathy for him? That right there, I don't think there's no undecided voter who watched that rally today and said, oh man, she's a real American, I'm gonna vote for him. Like, that made him tough. Like, and of course he's got the hilarious picture with the fist pump in the air, right? And that's why people are like, yeah, that was staged. I'm like, nah, man. That is a very difficult task. You gotta be a hell of a sniper to shoot somebody and only graze them in the air, and that's very difficult to do without blowing their whole head off. You ain't staging that. I'm sorry, and that I don't understand either. So he's basically leading the polls. The Democrats have been panicking. You got D.L. Hughley crying on TMZ. Whoopi Goldberg and them, they've convinced themselves that even though Joe Biden clearly is showing signs of Alzheimer's, that they still think he can do it. Maxine Waters and them all, he can still do it. They have gotten so desperate in this Joe Biden thing. Now, the ones who got some sense, they want him to step down, like Charlamagne was saying, but their plan is to have Kamala take his spot, and that's not going to work because most black people don't like her, and white people feel the same. When you're trying to get your guy to drop out of the race 3 months ahead of time, you know it's over. They have no momentum. If anybody needed to stage something for sympathy votes, it was Democrats. It was Joe Biden. Trump has the momentum going into this already. So what sense does it make for him to have to do all of that for sympathy? You fake almost blow my head off for sympathy? And we already leading the polls? Come on now, make it make sense. Make it make sense. But like I say, when you are dealing with people who just are so emotional and they hate him, they can't think logically because they're just thinking with their heart. And I'm like, nah, man. Like, you don't. This none of this is this. There's too many logic gaps in this for you to say it's fake, it's staged, it's rigged. I'm like, nah, man. That's what's gonna make you feel better about the election, or what Trump had to do that to get the votes. I'm like, nah, man. I don't think this is gonna help him get any more votes than, the memes are funny, the 50 Cent memes and all of that is funny, but nah, I don't think this was gonna help anyone who was undecided, who didn't already say to themselves, that they didn't know who they were going to vote for. I don't think this was the one that took it over the top. But yeah, it's not easy to pull off a fake assassination. I think that was as real as it gets. Then I seen some other ignorance like, so Trump worked for WWE before, so he knows how to do these things. First of all, he did like 5 appearances. That was like in 2007. He did the WrestleMania show with Vince, the hair versus hair match. And then they were saying, well, if they wrestle and they use fake blood. Well, no, they don't walk around with fake packets of blood like that's the Halloween costume packet. Like, no, they blade themselves with a box cutter. And they do it while the camera is not on the wrestler, you dumbasses. Like, people don't know what they be talking about, you know what I mean? Nobody's walking around with fake blood. Like, people were saying Trump put a packet of blood. He had a packet of ketchup in his pocket, and that's what he was doing down there while he was ducking to make himself look like he was bleeding. I'm like, you people, man, y'all have a hell of an imagination. Y'all really do. But no, like I said, I want to believe it's staged, but sometimes this stuff is not. I mean, I was wrong. I thought Will Smith and Chris Rock was staged. Clearly, it wasn't. You know what I mean? Not everything is cinema, believe it or not. But yeah, if you think it's a stage, let me know detail. Because I see too many logic gaps for me to believe that this is real. If you're thinking about this with your emotions, yeah, you probably are one of the people who think this is staged. But if you sit down logically, just please show me how you think it was staged, because I don't see it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.